Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm Gary.
And I'm David. I'm David.
And we are recording this at 7:26 p.m. on Tuesday, April the 7th. And we are plus 2 hours and 26 minutes past Trump's deadline. Right. So apparently Pakistan was acting as an intermediary between Iran and the U.S., and they were urging the United States to extend their deadline by 2 weeks to allow the peace and diplomatic process to play out.
Allow the markets to adjust appropriately for the next market manipulation grift going on.
Oh, and they will adjust appropriately. The Trump administration has agreed to a 2-week ceasefire. Whether all of the parties will actually cease fire for 2 weeks will be something to be seen. So for right now, we've got a tentative ceasefire. Iran came out with a 10 negotiation points for a peace deal. If you watched Taco Tuesday with Marina, Dave had posted it up, but basically what Dave was saying,
that was Marina posting it up. I was just reading.
Oh, Marina posted up. What Dave was saying was, if we wouldn't have gone in there and bombed the crap out of them in the first place,
seven of the 10 things wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
I've got the list here if you want me to pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up. That'd be awesome.
I don't know how to share it, so I'll just read it. Here's the 10 points. Complete cessation of war in Iraq, Lebanon, and Yemen. Complete and permanent cessation of war in Iran with no time limit. Ending all conflicts in the region in their entirety. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Establishing a protocol and conditions to ensure freedom and security of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Fun times now. Full payment of compensation for reconstruction costs to Iran. Full commitment to lifting sanctions on Iran. Release of Iranian funds and frozen assets held by the United States. Remember who lost their mud when Biden allowed them access to their own money?
Yep.
Iran fully commits to not seeking possession of any nuclear weapons. Immediate ceasefire takes effect on all fronts immediately upon approval of the above conditions.
Okay, so it's like Dave said, a lot of these things wouldn't even be discussed. It's ultimately what's going to happen is the U.S. is going to come out of this weaker.
Yep.
If Iran even gets a third or a half of the items that were on the list, the U.S.
most of the stuff never would have happened. Yeah. There's varying lists. There's sanctions that have been put on them. There's limitations by the Atomic Energy Board and so on and so forth. But long and short of it, had Trump just negotiated with them, a lot of the stuff could have been avoided. And ultimately, what is it that you want? You don't want Iran to have a weapon. Hell, if you just stayed in Obama's deal, you would have had almost all of this stuff, and you wouldn't have to be repairing and rebuilding Iran on your dime. Plus, having to replace a bunch of U.S. aircraft and all the Tomahawk missiles that you used to destroy Iranian infrastructure in the first place.
Yep.
How many billions did this cost us?
And how many lives? And
maybe Elon and his Doge team could look into that, huh?
Yeah, and the thing is you have boosted Iran's status as a world power.
Exactly, and weakened the United States' status as a world power.
Congratulations, MAGA. This is what you voted for.
Yeah.
And
I don't see the win here. Where's the win?
Yeah, and that's only if the peace agreement goes through.
Right.
if it falters and then Trump starts, unleashing bombs and putting boots on the ground, things are going to get way, way worse.
I know. And look at it this way. Where's the victory for the United States? How can Trump accept this ceasefire without something to show for it? What does he have to show for it? Nothing. There's nothing in here other than
we limited their ability to fire missiles. We've bombed their nuclear program back to the Stone Age.
Well, it's just kind of like of all the things that you said that you were out to accomplish, and there was like about 5 dozen things as you tried to figure out why it is that we were starting a war in Iran. Which one of those things have you accomplished? None of them.
We've accomplished everything. The war is going great. Yeah, I think it was. Oh shoot! I forgot who said the quote, but strategic bombing does not take the place of a battle plan. Someone had said that. I don't know if it was Glenn Kirshner or it was someone that I was watching, some video I was watching, where the guy was basically saying, yeah, they didn't have a plan.
Nope.
They just went ahead and bombed a whole bunch of random stuff. And that's not the same as having an actual battle plan. Because you don't, what's the victory condition? What does victory look like?
He'll feel it in his bones, I believe, is the victory condition.
Yeah, exactly. And he'll know when to stop because he'll feel it in his bones. Good Lord. So let's get rolling here. I want to take a look at the energy around Pakistan in the peace process. Pakistan running acting as an intermediary between the U.S. and Iran. And what was the energy like, and what's the energy currently like? Entertainment purposes only. So way out. Okay, let's see.
Hey, the thing's working again.
What's that?
It's working again. The other day when you isolated yourself, I was still on the screen. Now it's just all you see.
Okay, so you got the King of Pentacles. So what's the energy like with Pakistan brokering this deal between Iran and the United States? King of Pentacles. I think this kind of goes to what Dave was saying is, what does Trump get out of this? It's there's got to be something that allows Trump to save face and claim victory. The challenge is the Page of Swords. You've got this scrappy upstart in Iran who, and Dave was also talking about this, the U.S. is out there just pummeling them, and they're just this defiant country that keeps standing up and says, "Is that all you got? You want? Come on, do you really want to fight? Is that the best you can do?" So you've got this kind of Trump on one hand saying, "I got all the power and all the missiles," and you got Iran just being scrappy and defiant. So the energy is more like, it's almost like describing the two nations at this point. Energy underneath is the lovers. They got to find some sort of common ground that can bring them together and end conflict. Boy, good luck with that card. In the past, Ace of Swords, Trump just wanted to play with his weapons. He's the only president that's brave enough and bold enough to actually, bomb this country. None of the other presidents want to do it, and here we are. So he was just too willing to use his weaponry. What's the current energy between U.S., Pakistan, and Iran? Knight of Wands. It's time to start taking some actions. Hopefully this is peaceful actions, but actions need to move forward. You got 2 weeks. I mean, that's no surprise. Overarching energy is the Eight of Pentacles. What things of value can you bring? Maybe we're going to disagree with 8 of those items on your 10-point plan, but the diplomats are going to need to get to work to figure out how can we find this common ground between U.S. and Iran. the lesson to be learned, the Three of Pentacles. You could have simply just negotiated. You had a process going there. And then you decided you let Israel just tell you that it's better to bomb them because they're going to have a nuclear weapon in 2 weeks' time. And the outcome is the Four of Swords. That's an interesting card. It's time to relax and think. Use your brain instead of your weapons. So it's just kind of let's everyone take a deep breath here. Is the current energy. No surprise there. I don't get any points as a reader for that.
I'm curious on what is the Trump administration's next move with this? Because again, when you look at this ceasefire, I don't see where the U.S. gets anything out of it. I see Trump getting nothing out of this, and it's either back to what it was before or something that's much more beneficial to Iran. And I don't know how Trump sells this as a win.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's it. No, I guess, how does Trump sell it as a win? And looking at this, or it's like, what is Trump going to try and do with this peace plan to try and sell it as a win? He may scrap the whole thing, but what's he going to do to try and sell this peace plan as a win? Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, the Eight of Coins, the Knight of Wands.
Well, that eight of Coins keeps coming up.
Nine of Cups, the Moon card, the High Priestess. Taking strong action, going, and taking that action overseas based on like Israeli intelligence. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of money that was made in here, and he's going to look to do it again because there's no consequences for it. The secrets that are happening, and he's going to repeat it. He's going to keep doing the same thing over again because he hasn't learned a lesson from this. I mean, it could be that about the best lesson that Trump would get out of this is that, next time I do this, maybe I should have some friends come join me because I can't do it alone. But he's so much of a freaking narcissist and he's Looney Tunes that he's going to do it again. Israel's going to keep telling him to do this. I don't see where. I don't see him as selling this as a win. I mean, the win is we came in there and we kicked ass. And that'll teach them a lesson. And they're not going to do that again because I'm in charge. And, they don't know what they're going to do. And it can happen at any time to anyone at any time. Ultimately, though, he liked money. He liked the grifting that he did. Market manipulations.
He certainly had his eyes on the oil.
Yeah.
Because he, as I mentioned on the Taco Tuesday, he tipped his hand. It's like, I could just grab the oil, just take it and sell it. I can make a lot of money. I'm a businessman. I'm about making money. It's like, no, you're not a businessman. You're a freaking leader of the United States, moron.
It wouldn't surprise me if he takes... Yeah, the another way you can look at that spread is that he's going to give it another go. He and Israel are going to, restock, rearm, and come back and do it again.
That's why you kind of dovetailed where I want to go. I wanted to know what's Israel's plan over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because Israel doesn't want to stop; they want to keep going. So, what's Israel's plan? What are they going to do with Trump? Entertainment purposes only. There's your nine of cups. Oh, look! We were so successful. We got everything we wanted out of us. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. The challenge. We don't want it to end. The Ten of Swords. we want to keep digging swords in them. The 10 swords is basically they can't hurt you anymore. So far what I'm getting at, this could be read as, hey, Israel's like, okay, we've done enough damage to their infrastructure, they can't hurt us anymore, or we don't think they can hurt us anymore. Adrian is the Ace of Wands. There's Dave's Ace of Wands. So how's Israel? What are they going to do over the next 2 weeks? Ace of Wands. They're getting underneath it. They're getting ready to take another action, a new action. They're happy with what's happened. They're going to try and do whatever they can to make sure that Iran cannot get back at them, and they want to take a new action. In the past, Three of Swords. The heartbreak betrayal to me is they basically lied. They were able to get it's one of two things. Either they lied and they were able to get Trump, either they bluffed Trump saying that they had a nuclear weapon or they were close to it. They bluffed Trump saying we're going to fire our own nuclear weapons into this unless you go conventional with us. Or they had compromise on Trump, and if you don't go along, we are going to start publishing it. Current energy. There's your Four of Swords. It's time to stop, take a break, and think about what our next steps are going to be. Overarching energy is the Five of Cups. I truly think Israel is not, they're not done yet. They want more. They want to take a bold action because they are not happy with how things have gone. That there's more that needs to be done in their minds. Lesson to be learned is the Three of Wands. What the future holds. You have to look out to the future and how your actions are going to impact the future. This is almost like looking out at the Hormuz Strait, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Outcome, Five of Swords, winner takes all. Keep fighting. Israel doesn't want to stop. They want to keep going. That's what I'm getting out of this. This is a 2-week break, but they want to keep going. They do not want this to end. This is Israel's war.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
got Donald to fight it for him.
Yeah, it's always nice when the punky kid can get the biggest kid on the block to go over there and start punching people for him. Okay, for Carter, just how does this ceasefire end in 2 weeks? Where are we in 2 weeks with this ceasefire?
Well, those aren't bad cards.
There's going to be harsh negotiations. There's going to be a repeat of things, whether it's involving Trump and again his tantrums here. There's the manipulation. Either he's going to want to do something where he can manipulate the market again, like Iran hasn't come to an agreement. We're going to have to pause the ceasefire until they see things our way. Or that's the low energy. The high energy is that there's tough negotiations. They're going to go on for a while. Maybe they'll strike pay dirt or come to a tentative agreement.
That's how I got it when I saw that the two of Cups, that they were able to kind of.
It all depends who the Queen of Swords is.
Yeah,
this is kind of like who's in charge gets to decide if the ceasefire continues or not. Somebody's got to be in charge to make that decision, whether it's U.S. Congress. It's not going to be Trump. U.S. Congress, oligarchs.
Yeah, who controls the negotiations? Because whoever those cards are good for whoever is in charge of those negotiations.
Yeah, they're calling the shot. They're calling the shots.
Yeah.
Trump is basically what it's saying is Trump is a non-player in this. He's kind of just a supporting cast.
All right. Well, that's what we got with that.
Yeah, good times. We'll find out more in 2 weeks.
Yeah, enjoy hopefully a break from the rhetoric. Good Lord.
For a couple of days, anyways, because within a week it's going to have to ramp up again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're going to manipulate the market.
Yep. And try and strong arm them into giving up stuff by threatening their existence, because that always is so successful as a long-term negotiating strategy.
Now, Heather Cox Richardson had brought up an interesting point, and that's Trump really backed himself into a corner. He either was going to have to attack Iran, or he was going to have to back out.
Yep.
Those are the only two choices he had, and he said it so many times he couldn't delay it. It's like you have to do something or not do something. Shit or get off the pot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do something, well, you're going to commit ground troops in there, and you're going to escalate the situation, commit war crimes, and you're going to make the U.S. an even bigger pariah and get the world sympathetic towards Iran. And if you don't attack, well, you've come across as weak because you didn't follow through on your tough talk.
Yep. Yeah, you can rattle the saber, but there has to be a genuine risk that you will pull that saber out.
Yeah, and use it.
I'm
going to use it.
Yeah. So the thing is, he's got 2 weeks to get an off ramp.
Yeah.
So he loves to buy himself 2 weeks time. Everything is 2 weeks. Everything is going to happen in 2 weeks. Get it out of the news cycle. But in this case, you've got. I guess they could always extend it, right? They can go another 2 weeks. But
maybe we'll get some Epstein files released and get the news cycle back on that.
Yeah, at our own risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the risk of the world, we can do that. All right, hang in there, folks. This ride isn't over yet. Be interesting to see what happens over the next week or so, because, like Dave said, after about a week, the rhetoric's going to start up again. So,
yeah,
enjoy the calm while we got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, Dave, and I truly appreciate you. How about a card for the people that stuck around for 23 minutes watching us yammer on?
All right, give him a card.
Oh, you're not going to give him a card?
I
got the world card, which is hopefully we're at the end of this cycle. Come on, cholesterol, do your damn job.
Exactly. Okay, take care, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.